Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again. I'm going to bring you another video. This video is going to be doing a what if discussion topic video, viewer requested. What if Shane did not die at the end of The Walking Dead Season 2 and was still around for Season 3 with the incidents surrounding Woodbury and the governor? Okay, so a few people requested that I do this type of video, just kind of giving my thoughts on what I think would happen in The Walking Dead up to this point had Rick not killed Shane. So let's say, for argument's sake, just to put ourselves in that sort of what-if mental state so we can kind of picture this, let's say instead of Lori dying in Season 3 a few episodes through, that instead of Shane dying, Lori actually died at the end of Season 2. Let's say she was pregnant earlier and she went to give birth on the farm or right after they left the farm, and she actually died. Now, if that was to happen, I don't think there'd be any reason for Shane and Rick to really want to kill each other. I mean, they are best friends, and they would struggle over leadership and things of that nature, and who's going to be, you know, the alpha male, who's going to be the top dog in charge. And I don't necessarily know if that would be Rick. I mean, because Shane was the leader first, and then Rick sort of waltzed in and took over. But you get the sense from the Walking Dead first episode that they were partners, but Rick was in the driver's seat. You know, Rick seemed like he was the leader out of the two, out of the partnership. He was kind of the one that was calling the shots, so to speak. So let's say Shane is his number 2, you know, Daryl number 3, and then T-Dog and whoever else. And Lori dies at the end of Season 2, so Shane sticks around. Now, how would that change things with the governor? Well, I think it would change things with the governor a lot. Now, they would probably argue a lot more because of how to deal with somebody like the governor. But having Shane on Rick's side throughout all the events of The Walking Dead Season 3, I think would be probably a big advantage because he's tough as nails, he's good with his shotgun, he's got great accuracy, he's cold too, he's colder than Rick. So depending on, you know, the circumstances, Shane is usually quicker to pull the trigger than Rick is. A good example of that would be when Rick meets with the governor in Arrow. Is it? I always forget if it's Arrow at the doorpost or Arrow on the door. Yeah, doorpost, whatever. You guys know which episode I'm talking about. I'd have to look it up. But a good example of that is how Rick actually tries to negotiate with the governor, you know, some kind of truce or something like that. See, Shane would know right off the bat that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So he probably would try to orchestrate some kind of attack. He would be more offensive than Rick was, I think, in that whole situation. Instead of waiting sort of to be attacked kind of later on, he would have taken the offensive first, I think. So at the beginning, I mean, of course, it would have started out at the beginning of Walking Dead Season 3 probably the same way, except if Shane was there when, for example, Rick meets Thomas and the other inmates, Shane would have probably been like, okay, as soon as they meet him, he probably would just pull out his shotgun and just just lay them all out just right then and there. Axel, Oscar, Andrew, and Thomas, all of them right away. Instead of even giving them a chance, he probably would have killed them all right away, just like he did with Randall and wanted to do with Randall from the very beginning. So that's for starters. Now, as we go through the season, we meet the governor. Merle, the governor's chasing after, or Merle's chasing after Michonne, meets Glenn and Maggie, and that's how takes them back, and that's how this whole thing gets started, this whole war between the groups gets started. So up until that point, it would probably be almost exactly the same in terms of the series, wouldn't change at all. But then, of course, you would have, when they actually go to get them, that would be much the same. I would say maybe, you know, Rick having Shane with him would be even more effective when they go and rescue, you know, Glenn and Maggie, and then, of course, come back after and get Daryl and Merle. Except he would probably fight with Merle a little bit more than what Rick did. You know, that would probably go the same. So I think most of the changes here would probably be further to the end of Season 3. Now, the whole Michonne situation, how would he have influenced and handled that? I don't think... Okay, even though it kind of makes sense that he's insensitive, so he might want to hand over Michonne to the governor. I think he's smart enough. Now, maybe I'm just giving him too much credit here. But I think Shane's smart enough to know, like, just because you give him Michonne doesn't mean he's going to leave us alone. And I think he would have probably gone on the offensive first instead of waiting for the governor to attack the prison. Instead of taking a defensive stance, I think he would have tried to take an offensive stance right at the beginning. Now, how would that have turned out? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Probably interesting to see. There may have been more casualties on Rick's side, because let's see, how many people really died on Rick's side? Well, there was Andrea, but she wasn't really on his side the whole time. And also, if he was there, Andrea probably would have stayed at the prison the first time she went there. So that's another change, too, because you think about it, she was with the governor for a little while, but if Shane was there, she probably just would have stayed there, you know, because they banged once already. You know, so it just makes sense. And then after that, they probably would have made an offensive back. Andrea would know the way. Michonne would know the way. Man, I think they would have even maybe been able to take out the governor if Shane was still there. Because the ripple effect, you know, it starts off with just him being there, but then all the decisions he helps with and all the things he would do along the way, and not negotiating either. I don't think he would negotiate with the governor. I don't think he would hand over Michonne and just be like, no, that's cool. He would know that the governor's, you got to take him down sooner or later or get the hell out of there. So, man, that would have been really cool to see. But, I mean, the death was good, too. Like, seeing Shane's death and everything really capped off Season 2. He had a lot of cool time in Season 2, so that was great to see. But just as a discussion topic, I think it's fun to kind of discuss and talk about a what-if. So, I mean, I view Shane as a monster in a zombie apocalypse because, you know, he can be a leader of a group the way he was before Rick got there. He's got such good training that most people would never have going into a zombie apocalypse, that kind of effective training, you know, even with guns and everything like that, survival and everything that he does from his career as a police officer. Plus he's tough. Plus he changed real quick in a zombie apocalypse. You know, he was the first one out of the whole group, of Rick's group, to really change into what they need to become in order to survive in a zombie apocalypse. He was the first one to really adjust very quickly and just get it right away and be like, okay, we have to kill Randall. It's not that we, you know, we should or shouldn't. We have to, because if his group finds out where we are, then they're going to come after us once they run out of resources, or sooner or later, you know, this type of world, the way this is, we have to kill Randall. We have no choice. And I think that would have just propelled on further in Season 3. They may have even been able to kill the governor. Maybe they had a few more casualties, but I think they would have taken more of an offensive, and I think they actually might have been able to finish the whole situation off already. But that's just a what-if scenario. Those are my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Season 3 would have been better if Shane was still there? Jon Bernthal was still there. It was kind of cool that he came back for that little Martinez-Rick hallucination. I liked that quite a bit. That was really awesome. I'd like to see some more scenes if they could wing it. I don't know if they can, because I haven't heard anything about L.A. Noire. They changed the name. I forget what they changed the name to now. Frank Darabont showed that Jon Bernthal, the actor who played Shane, is supposed to be on. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything yet. So I'll keep my eyes peeled for that. If anybody does see anything of the sort, you know, hears anything, please let me know. Send it to me in a private message. I'd like to see it if there's a trailer or anything of the sort, but I have not seen anything yet. But yeah, it definitely would have been cool to see what it would have been like if Shane was still there in Season 3. But you got to have those major deaths to make it feel like a survival horror and to keep the excitement going and everything like that. Part of the story, and it also fits with the comic books, so that's that. So anyway, let me know what you guys think it would have been like. Do you think it would have been better or worse? Do you think it would have been as much fun? Do you think they would have done better or worse against the governor? Do you think they would have had more casualties on their side? And do you think they would have eliminated him in Season 3 so he wouldn't even be around in Season 4? Let's talk about it. It's a fun discussion topic. Viewer requested by you guys, so I felt like I would do it. And that's pretty much all I got to say about this one, guys. So I'll call it here. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys for the next one. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace.